How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews back with yet another review. And today we got a friend in tow. This is John. Say hi, John.
What's up, y'all?
John likes beer. He's drank beer before, even though he's like, what are you, 13 years old?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's 13 years old, but he owns a beer to-go place called J&H Beer. J&H Beer, it's by the casino in northeastern Pennsylvania.
Mohegan Sun, yeah.
Yeah, so if you're ever looking for beer, make sure you stop by there. But he came over tonight.
We play good music there.
That's subjective. Beer's subjective. Like, some people like good beer like me, some people like bad beer like other people, and some people like good music like me, and some people like bad music like John. So, that's very subjective, but, you know, they have some decent stock there at decent prices, so if you're ever willing to check it out, check it out. Anyway, he came over tonight to drink a little beer, and first beer up that we're going to review is a Dieu du Ciel. I've been a Dieu du Ciel kick as of late. What have you had from Dieu du Ciel before?
I only had the Pêche Mortel and the Aphrodite. Aphrodite? Is it Aphrodisiac?
That one I've never had. The Aphrodite or Aphrodite or whatever.
Chocolate vanilla stout, yeah.
Yeah, I've never had that one. I have the Pêche Mortel, which I already reviewed. I don't know if I uploaded yet, but and a couple of their other ones. This one I've actually had before, but I haven't reviewed yet. It was just a beer that I kind of had out the chute.
You scared me with the explanation on this one when we were going, because
it's
like pepper soup.
It's a pepper beer. It's basically what it says on the label. It says
because I don't like hot stuff. That's what's in. But okay, yeah.
It's not hot, and you're not hot, so it all works out in the end.
Balance.
It's the Brewery Dieu du Ciel Root des Épices, which I assume is root of spices or a spice root, which would be a rye beer brewed with peppercorns. It's not so much spicy as it would be like a peppery pepper, like a habanero or something like that pepper. It's more of like a peppercorny pepper beer.
I am definitely intrigued though, because I've had a lot of actual pepper beers, but not. I mean, saisons have peppercorns, but not like it's so strong.
A lot of beers, like your Belgian
strong
singles and triples and all that stuff have peppercorns in it. But this is like comes to the forefront. It actually starts in the back and starts to build on the way out. The thing is, it's 5% with Dieu du Ciel. A lot of the Dieu du Ciel beers I've had have been low ABV but super high in flavor, which is actually like super awesome because I want low ABVs. Tasting good beers, you know.
Drink them all night, right?
Yeah.
That's why I like sours, because you get the 5.5 and it just killer flavor.
Yeah, but I hate sours.
Yeah, I know, but
I'm trying.
You guys, there's a lot of flavor there.
I'm trying, but I'm losing. But as far as what else it says on the label, Sheldon Brothers seems like they import just good stuff. A bunch of stuff on the side here about where to buy their beers. Up top here is a little story. It says Root des Épices, French for spice root, is a rye beer brewed with both black and green peppercorns. Initially, the beer reveals a flavor of fresh grain and malt, which gives it notes of chocolate, caramel, and fruit. The pepper flavor and its aroma is fully revealed in the finish, which leaves a pleasant, spicy, tingling sensation on the tongue.
So that rye's going to kick the spiciness up a little bit too?
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Nice and spicy.
And last but not least, on the side, I always say this with the Dieu du Ciel bottles, is it has illustration by, and it has an email address here. It says yannick.brousseau@simpatico.ca. Badassest labels ever. Yeah. I love everything that has to do with Dieu du Ciel's labels. They might be hands down my favorite labels all time. From every beer I've had, like running the gamut, they are my favorite labels.
Although I saw how eloquently you stated the brewery labels too. Very, very passive but nice. Yeah.
I forget exactly what I said, but I like brewery labels. They're like classic, good. You know what I mean? They're very.
If anybody knows the brewery here.
Yeah, if anybody knows, because they've never been heard of before, because they're such a small brewery here. Yeah. So let's see what she's got to offer. You know what? That's the funny part too, is that I pop all these caps off, and they're hard to get off. You want to know why? All their beers, twisties. They twist off.
Yeah, but
how bizarre is that?
Like Founders back in the day when they had twist offs, but they wouldn't twist off. You'd still have to pry them off.
But I always have a hard time getting them off. But it's funny because when's the last time you saw like a good beer company that just makes really good beer and all their beers are twisties?
The only thing I can think was like the Founders years ago. That was like 5 years ago though.
Let's see.
Oh, and St. Ambroise. They make decent beer from Canada. It was what's the name of their McClawson's, I think. You know what I was telling you about the vintage and stuff, the pumpkins and.
Nothing going on in that sucker.
Oatmeal stout, nothing in there.
No. Let's see. Color-wise, I mean that's like almost like a I don't know what you call it. Like almost like a Belgian, like a triple. Not a triple, a double. Sorry, double's color.
Very
amber,
like light brown.
Very murky, brownish.
Nice amber tint, or not much of
a head there.
Yeah. No.
You know. So, but It's got a little bit of legs going on, even though it doesn't have a lot of booze in it.
Yeah, the bubble's not too much either. Not too much. It's just nice and thick carbonation. Really.
See what the nose has. It smells way
It's-
better than a 5% beer.
It smells a little bit aged though too. Is this old?
Yeah.
How old is this?
Well, I said it smells aged, but I have no idea what the date is because they do some weird batch.
I was gonna say this
numbers
is
they're gonna
crazy.
say?
Like for like if this is
It-
fresh, this would
5%.
be yeah.
Do you expect a nose like that out of 5% beer?
No, just like the a lot of figs and.
It smells like
caramel,
smells
yeah.
very old English ale in the
Exactly,
nose,
yeah,
and then it
yeah.
has a lot of toffee and figs and caramel and nutmeg and all that kind of good stuff.
It is. It smells like. I mean, is this the base beer? I mean, like this is a rye beer, but I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
But see, rye is, as a style of beer.
I understand.
It makes sense, but it doesn't because like what style is it actually? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, that's the thing though. Rye beer, really, in the grand scheme of things, as long as you're using rye in the beer, it's a rye beer. It's kind of like saying
it's
like a braggot ale. As long as there's honey involved, you just call it a braggot ale if you want to call it a braggot ale.
Technically, it's technically a subgenre of whatever. Yeah. Whatever it actually would be, right?
But it smells just.
Because I'll add rye to anything, right?
I mean, for the fact that this smells like to me like a pushing 10% old English ale that has a couple years on it.
Yeah,
and for me to be for this to have be a 5% beer that have that nose on it,
and
is just fantastic.
But then the pepper,
it's there.
It's
not burny, but
really, it's like that. Like it's like kind of dry. It's not like a little smoky, maybe a little bit. You know?
Let's dive in.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Okay.
Give it some time. The mouthfeel actually has a little density to it, but it drinks thin.
You could just see it, man. Like I'm right there. This is all you need to see. Like I can't believe, seriously, because it's good.
It's one of the better 5% beers I've ever had.
When I was thinking of soup broth. I mean, that's just me being stupid though. Just because of what I was saying, I was joking about pepper. And it isn't, but that's just because I was joking about it. But
like I said, it has like a little bit of a creamy mouthfeel, but it actually finishes thin. It's not super thick. It tastes like it. The nose has more to it flavor-wise, except for the pepper. The pepper stands out in the finish like
pepper's
crazy.
Just like the feeling in the chest that I get too. It's a little bit spicy.
For me, it's right here,
and like
it's
right
all right here for me with the pepper.
Because it almost mimics the feeling of like alcohol because it's like a little burning spicy, but it isn't because this won't have any alcohol.
But it doesn't burn and then pop and then finish. It burns and then lingers and then heightens and continues and gets a little bit more spicy. And every sip you take, it gets a little spicier and then it gets spicier, a little bit spicier. It goes to like a 6, and it stays there. And then you take a sip. And it goes to like a 3, and then it goes to 6.5. And then it sits, and you take a sip, and then it goes to a 7. Each sip you take, it gets a little bit more heightened than the pepper.
Progressive metal right here we have,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. This, I don't know, it is. That mouthfeel very creamy, very silky, almost silky.
But it finishes super easy. It's not like it's weird. That's what I'm saying. I've said about their beers in general. They're the most creative brewery I've had in quite a while. From everything I've had from them, it's so interesting. Like their big beers, I had their the Solstice de Hever was nice. The Pêche Mortel was nice. It was really good. It was the Pêche Mortel I rated super high.
The Rigor Mortis. I've heard of Rigor Mortis.
That's one I haven't had.
What is that? Is that a barley wine or is that a?
That's
a big one, isn't it?
Don't know what it is actually. I've heard of it, but I'm not sure exactly what it is. Might be.
Because I don't remember.
Stout, but anyway.
I know we were saying that they don't make a real lot of ones that are super high in alcohol. So
but
I think
that's the thing. They're lower end stuff. Like I did their hibiscus one. I did a couple of their IPAs. Belgian and American style. They're not super high, but they're super creative. There's so much going on in it. And to me, that's a sign of, I don't know, super amazement for me because that's been my goal my whole life. Like one of my favorite go-to beers that I'll drink whenever I want to drink it would be the Iron Year Celebrator. Yeah. Not for 2 reasons. One, because it tastes like it has a bigger beer going on, but it's also only 6% change, so it's like that's why I like drinking it. So for me to find this brewery, I wish I could get cases of it. That's how much I'd like it.
I'm trying to think. Do you do like the value scheme on that? Because you always talk about like.
I do everything.
Yeah, what it's
on
worth,
this
so,
one. Well, that's the thing. Like if
So
I were to
we're
rate
looking
this,
for
well,
that, yeah.
first off, like in the taste, there's not like we were talking about the notes that were in there from the nose. That you have your coffee and your caramel and your figs and all that stuff. They're still there, but they're way little for me in the mouth. They're not nearly as present. They're more in the nose than they are in the mouth. They're still there. The pepper overpowers everything in a good way. It's even though it's a star of the show for me, it's a positive. They're still there, but they're not huge.
It's very I'd say the pepper's very balanced. It's almost like an English IPA with hops. It's like present, but it's not killing it like the
Yeah.
You know, like the American
It's a star of the
IPAs
show, but it's not overpowering.
Yeah, because the American IPAs you just have the hops just to overtake the malt and it's just. Yeah.
So in an overall rating as just a beer in general, I personally myself, if I were to rate this, I'd probably give it like a 93. On a scale from 1 to 100.
If I was just rating this for what it was, absolutely.
Not in style, not in genre style, just as is it good or bad or whatever, indifferent. I do 1 to 100. I don't know if you rate on that scale. I don't know if you just say good or bad or whatever.
Okay, so I like this a lot. I mean, when you drink more of it, as you drink it, you could definitely tell it's lighter in alcohol because it's thick and creamy, but the wateriness comes through a little bit. So it's definitely maybe like I'd say like an 89 or 90, but overall for what this is, it's definitely like a 93, 94. If I had to like judge this as whatever the style, like a light ABV rye or spiced beer, definitely, because I don't really drink too many of this kind of beers. I don't really drink these a lot.
Yeah, and for me,
it's killer. Yeah.
I give it that high of a rating, like a 93, because what it's bringing to the table for you're like, oh, it's a low ABV beer. This is like what I rate it. I rate it higher because it's bringing so much to the table for being that low. Like when's the last time you had a 5% beer that tasted like this?
This is one of the beers that like when you look on the beer rating websites and you have only like 1 out of 1,000 beers under 5% have a 90 on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's for me.
Yeah.
If I never looked this up, I don't look up any beers before I rate them.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah.
But like for me, I'm guessing
for my own self.
I'm guessing there'd be a bunch of reviews above 90 and then a bunch below 80. Like there's people who get it or don't get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That would it would be that way for me.
We call them amateurs. Yeah.
Well, yeah. But everybody has different tastes. So somebody who loves good beer would drink this and be like, I don't like it. So there you go. Now you touched on doing the whole value rating scale thing. Like I do like a value availability scale. On all the Dieu du Ciel stuff, I give it a big non-available because you can't get it in this area. So I'm not going to give it a value nor availability because you just can't get it. Nobody can get it in PA so far. We'll see.
This one in particular right here?
Any of them.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I've seen a bottle or two pop up here and there, but been able to go to a distributor or go to a 6-pack to-go place and find regular, not uber regular, but be able to take it out.
It's Cantillon on a lesser scale because the wholesaler for this is Stockertown, but like many of the imports that are hard to get, they'll be in and out, and a lot of times they won't even tell this market they have them. So I've snagged
Stockertown's a local distributor.
Yeah, a few cases, but hardly. Like say it's near not available. Yeah,
but my really, big toe touches Jersey, I can pick these up.
Yeah, easily, right? Yeah, but this one right here, I've never.
So it's not like Cantillon. You can't walk into Jersey and pick up Cantillon everywhere you walk around.
No.
So it's not like that at all. It's just a matter of popularity, a matter of availability, and if people clamor for it enough, it'll make its way, but then you won't be able to get it, and that would suck. So
these guys are the two big Canadian guys. Everybody, especially on this coast, the only two.
This blows Unibrew out of the water.
The only two that we know of in this area that are big, exactly. Yeah. So
but that's the thing though, and that's not a slight to Unibrew.
Unibrew's like almost their beers are just very light and fluffy. They're all with that.
They are very very yeasty, very bready, very fluffy.
This is just that mouthfeel we want right here.
It's not just that. It's just that everything I've had from these guys are just so creative. Like everything about it, it's just unique. Unique New York. You know what I mean? So
they're exercising.
So it's just super creative, super unique. Like I said, I give it a 93. He said he'd give it like a high 80s.
If I had to give it just for my personal preference, an 89 maybe. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I give it like a 93. Availability and cost value, I give it an NA because you can't get it. But I mean, hey, if you can pick any Dieu du Ciel up, pick it up if you like good beer. As far as if you liked beer, what would you like? I would say if you like Belgian, like peppery style Belgian blonde ales, like really like not peppercorn. I don't know. What would you?
Even the darker ones.
What would you relate this to if you were to say this is the closest beer I could think of? This?
Well, I hate being put on the spot, dude. Oh.
I would say it's more like, you know what? You know what this tastes like a lot to me? A peppered up, horny devil with a lower ABV.
You mean Alesmith?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you were to dial back the ABV and throw a little more pepper in, you know what I mean? It's like it's that. Maybe it's just the pepperishness.
I'd have to think about that more because I'm horrible. Just thinking of like something like that because there's so many beers that in the past like year that we've had that you have to think that
So many, but yeah, another review in the books.
Yes.
John from J&H, say hi.
I hope you like me.
Say goodbye.
Give me a thumbs up. I'll be back. Yeah.
Matt from Master Beer Reviews.
Yeah.
Hopefully you enjoyed the review. If you enjoyed the review or hated it somewhere in between, please leave a comment in the comment section below. If you want to check us out anywhere else on the internet, you can on Massive Beers on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. What do you got? J&H on Facebook?
We're on Facebook, yeah.
Check them out there. Massive Beers here. Any of those places. We're super...
J ampersand H. I always say ampersand.
Ampersand.
Because Brian had to state that in that episode from Family Guy, teaching the kids the derelicts. No. Ampersand.
But if you're going to check us out anywhere, check us out. Massive Beers on Instagram. We're way more active on there. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed our review. Hopefully you enjoyed a great beer, and hopefully see you next time. Cheers.